loads of things to play, loads of ways of doing it. I'm trying to make a simpler version, and sometimes it turns out really good. I'm going to have trouble knowing which screen to look at, because I know I should be looking at the phone, but I'm not looking at anybody, so I'll be looking away. I can see now why you get this shot on videos, and I'd rather do it live. So, start. If you have an acoustic guitar, steel string guitar, and you play it near the bridge, you'll get a nice brightness for the sound, which is suitable. What I'm doing is I'm using my thumb and finger as if I'm holding a plectrum. So I'll put my thumb against my fingers. I relax my fingers so they're in their natural position, touching, and then I wiggle from the wrist. You know, like shaking drops of water off. It's that kind of motion. And so my downstroke, let me see if I can just move, that's better. My downstroke is the back of the nails, or the back of the fingers, really. It's not really the nails as such, it's just the back of my fingernail. So it's not the ends, that's what I mean. And then the upstroke is approximately here. Yeah, I can see that there. So kind of about there on the corner. So with the rotation of the wrist, go that way, with the rotation of the wrist, that's the action. So I'm going down at an angle that way on a downstroke, and I'm going the opposite. So it's like following a slope down and up, down that way for the up, and that way with a rotation. And then the first stroke, or the ones I want to be important, I move a bit quicker and also a bit further. So with the first chord, with the A add 9 chord over E, in case you've not watched the other video, string 3 fret 2 is an A. I'm going to play an open second string B and an open first string E as well. Then we play an open D string, string 4, and also a C sharp on string 5 fret 4. So it's a 2-finger chord on the left hand there, and so I'm emphasising, and basically I'm just going to mute the strings by touching them lightly here, so you can hear the rhythm more clearly. That's pretty much the, hi there, I'm doing the guitar sessions live, so it's purely guitar work, it's nothing, you know, there are no other songs, it's just how to play Aliens, just so you know, so you know, you know what you're in for, and if you don't want to hear a guitar lesson, you know, clear off because you don't want to be bored to death. But this is the rhythm I'm aiming for. So it's a constant down and up with some accents, the louder parts. And I just recommend that you just, if you want to learn that rhythm, rather than me count it out, which I could do another time, just copy it. I'll play it 3-4 times, but slowly. Again. You don't have to keep it going. You can miss them out like this. So I'm keeping the hand movement going, like a drummer maybe, keeping the rhythm going, and then I'm selecting which strum they're going to do. But as I say, just go for copying and just get somewhere near it, as long as it's 1, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't really matter if you don't get it right, as long as you've got a constant rhythm. Just after all, you're exploring the sound that you want and the version you're going to end up playing. Putting the chord on, I'm going to emphasise the upstroke by relaxing the fingers on that stroke, and this is what you get. Do it again. There we go. I'll go a bit quicker. another important thing is just to feel the beat. That's really important because it means that you can play very little sometimes. For example, like at the beginning, I'm doctored in the small hours, I'm walking on the moors, as long as you're in time, in a red tube, an endless corridor. Floor of deepest crimson, suddenly sloping down. So I'm not bothering with the capo, as you noticed. So it's a bit low for my voice, but I'm talking about the guitar, not the voice. I'm ignoring the comments for now. I'm not trying to ignore you, but I've got the new laptop up and I'm just, conscious that I'm trying to concentrate on doing this very unusual thing, which is doing the live guitar help. And I'm not editing it or anything. So that's a few ideas for the rhythm for the song. So ba da 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 ba da da ba 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 da. If you can say ba da 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 ba 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 da, ba da 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 ba 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 da, ba da 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 ba 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 da, ba da ba da ba 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 ba. If you can feel the beat, as I say, that if you can keep the groove, you can come in and out of playing. At the start, when I play, you'll hear me doing this tiny fragment. I'm playing a C sharp and a D. I don't play the whole chord. I just play just strings 5 and 4 to get some atmosphere. It's just follow how you feel, follow where your mind and your heart are taking you. So I start with often with a great big bash, something like and I get going. Out doctored in the small house, out walking on the moors. Maybe a little strum work in a red tube, because I'm picturing the scene. I'm woken up, I'm inside the story, and I'm trying to let my rhythm and my hands explain and describe the story. So I've got to get some sort of wonder and mystery and fear into this. So for me, the C sharp D explains an awful lot. It means a lot to me that you've got a lovely dissonance, semitone or minor second, and you can make it more mysterious by playing it more quietly or softer, or mushing it up a bit, not making it clear at all. They all mean something to me. So that's a little bit about the rhythm. So let me change to talk about the chords just for a moment. This A add 9 over E, depends which part of it you play, that it changes the effect. So for example, if I emphasise those, get some great comments. That's from Liam there. I can barely read the comments because I've got my my distance glasses on, so but I can just about see, but I have to squint. I don't stay in one place when I'm strumming. Try, think about that as well. As I say, you've got to let the words lead you to where you want to be on the guitar. And how many strings? Do you want to play all of them or a lot of them, but quietly? I'm doctored in the small house, out walking on the moors. Or, like I'm probably going to emphasise the crunchy part of the chord. I'm doctored in the small house, out walking on the moors. Now I'm a big one for finger picking, so I'm trying to avoid that as much as I can at the moment, because I tend to do a hybrid, so I'll do strumming and finger picking, and everything matters, how loud something is, how soft it is, how brittle it is, just everything. I don't know whether I like the grooviness of, I don't know whether I would ever do that or follow through. I talk about it, but if I were to play it at last night's open mic, what would I have done? It would depend on the audience. If everyone's feeding up and need that sort of, rather than a contemplative sort of feel, then I probably would go for grooving it. But let me try it. I'm doctored in the small house, out walking on the moors. Nah, I'd leave that till later. I like it to be smooth. Like in a horror film or a suspense film, where you get quiet synth pads and note continuous sounds. That's what I want at the start. You can either get it from a little bit of down up constant, abducted in a small house, out walking on the moors, woke up in a red tube, or just I like to have something keep it going. You notice how the other strings have died, so sometimes I'll throw back in another strum. Abducted in the small house, out walking on the moors, woke up in a red tube, an endless it doesn't matter if you're dropping in and out, if the groove is there. I'm feeling the beat all the time, and it's like the whole soundtrack is in my head, so the chords and the words, the melody, it's all there, and I'm going along for the ride on the song. So, you know, here's a stupid extreme example to show you how that internal groove is so important. This is assuming you know the song reasonably well. Abducted in small moors, red tube door. If you know a song well enough, you can just play the thing in your head, and your hands and your body joins in. Now onto the left hand just for a moment. I'm a big fan of avoiding bar rays if I can. I will only use a bar ray if it means something to me, if it's got some sort of emotion, or if there's content, if what the song needs. It's very rare for me to use a standard close position chord with a bar ray. I mean, they're great, but I do wonder about them, and they hurt my hands, so I can't do them too much. So I tend to go for fancy chords. Every chord has some sort of emotional meaning for me, although it depends on the context. It signifies a lot. So I go to the chorus. We've got Aliens in Bloodstream, G, A. I'm going to play just a G, a standard G and a standard A, instead of what I do. I see aliens in your bloodstream, and I'll never get rid of you. So that can work. That version of the chorus is, I'll stick to purely common chords. So G, aliens in your bloodstream, A, back to A again, then C, and then F. How are we going to play the F? I did an F major 7, so because I wanted to avoid the bar ray, and I thought, oh, I like the A in the bass there. This first inversion's got a bit of instability to it, which pushes you towards the next, towards the G. Never get a better view. So you've got F. I'll never get a better view. It is C, and our F. Never get a D, better view. The rhythm is mostly 3, so aliens, 3 for 3, in your bloodstream, A for 3, aliens in your bloodstream, back to G, repeat. Then, and they'll never get a better view is, and they'll, 2 strums on C, and they'll, 2 strums on F, never get a, 1 strum on D, better, and then over to G, view. So that's, and they'll never get a better view. So it's C twice, F twice, D once, and then G, F, G, F. So it's mostly 3s, it's just on, and they'll never get a better view. And they'll never get a better is F, is 5, is F. I'm torn between naming the chords the same word. So if I throw that in without the constant down ups, just do it in 3s. Aliens in your bloodstream, and they'll never get a better view. I'll do it again, sorry, got the words wrong. Aliens in your bloodstream, and do it again. Aliens in your bloodstream, and I'll never get a better view of the aliens in your bloodstream, and I watch them from the power room. So there's a few ideas on how to get it. So one little mention of simplifying chords for a different effect. In the chorus, if you do a G5 instead of a full G, if you do string 6 fret 3 G, string 2, let's see which way do I go, that way, string 2 fret 3 for a D. As I mentioned on previous videos, if you mute the A string by leaning the middle finger a bit, if you want to strum, then you get a nice G5 without the A getting in the way. If you're up for doing a little bar A, then put your first finger, leave the second finger where it is. So this is the A chord. Now we're going to do an A but with a G in the bass. It's written as A/G, A over G. You do a 3-string bar A with the first finger. You take the tip of your first finger, put it on string 4 fret 2, flatten it. You see how that last joint buckles? That's because this knuckle here, knuckle buckle, is above that. So when you press it, it bends back on itself. Same way as if you were doing it with your fingertip. If you this is assuming the end of your finger is flexible. If it isn't, then you will have to come up with a different approach, slightly a different arm angle. But basically, you want the big knuckle, the middle knuckle, to be above the tip of the finger. So you flatten the string, the finger rather, across strings 4, 3, and 2, which gives you E, A, and C sharp for a chord of A major. We don't bother with string 1. It's fine. If the back of the finger is muting string 1 because it isn't pressing down, that's grand. And then back onto the middle finger again. So I try to keep the right hand simple because I keep throwing in these cross rhythms. Now here's a question for you. Is it possible to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 and make it interesting without it being too sort of insistent? Yeah, definitely. If you do loud, soft, soft, loud, soft, soft. So big, fast strum to get loud, and slower and smaller action to get a quiet one. So there's another little exercise to work on. Big, small, small, or fast, slow, slow, fast, slow, slow, the right hand. Oh, sorry, I went out the way. Which way? Here. Loud, soft, soft. I'll put the chords on. How loud you play the first beat each time can make a big difference to the feel. If you play loud, soft, soft, followed by not quite as loud, soft, soft, you end up with, instead of, that has merit of its all of its own, doesn't it? Because it is insistent, and if that's what you need, when you're on aliens in your bloodstream, and you'll never get a better view. The other way, aliens in your bloodstream, and you'll never get a better view. So it's basically going loud and softer and louder. So it's now moving in 6 essentially. This was, I don't know whether it's still called a valser, probably is, but a valser in classical music can often refer to it's a type of dance, I think, it's a type of waltz, where instead of it being an insistent right, left, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, you do right, left, right, left, right, left, right. So it's basically 6 of loud, soft, soft, loud, soft, soft, loud, soft, soft, medium, soft, soft. And the music moves more in a wave. Because you're aiming for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or if you want to count it differently, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. And the minute you start counting that way in 2 blocks of 3, you're really playing in a compound time signature. So you've got 2 things happening. You've got a duple thing going on, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, like country western beat. And you've got 3 happening as well, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. So you split each beat into 3. So that's why it's a compound time, because there's 2 types of time. You're cutting time up in 2 different ways. And it gives a great feeling of impetus, momentum. The music really moves along. It flows. And I'll never get a better view. How would you split the beats there? However you feel. I tend to emphasise the strums with the words, and on the and I'll never get a better, I tend to play a strum, and I'll never get a better view. So it's soft, soft, loud, soft, medium, loud. So, and I'll never get a better view. So what I'm doing with the right hand is I'm emphasising the natural rhythm, this emphasis pattern of speech, and I'll never get a better view. And if you want to say it a different way, and I'll never get a better view, never thought of that. And I'll never get a better view. That's complex. Yeah, I'll have to have a think about that. And I'll never get a better view. And I'll never get a better view. And I'll never get a better view. I like the build up, and I'll never get a better view. And I'll never get a better view. Back to something I was saying earlier about simplifying chords for different effects. Easier to play, and which is why people often do 2-finger chords. That's why I do. And listen, you get these amazing chords just by putting a couple of fingers in the right place, but they have to mean something. In the chorus, you can do almost the whole thing on the bass strings on 4, 5 and 6, and it produces a very different effect. Aliens, you can do, you do G that way, so you're playing string 6 fret 3, string 5 fret 2, so you've got G, B, and an open D. And that's the first chord. So aliens, instead of A, the other way, you can play an A over G this way. Leave the middle finger where it is, move the first finger across to the E there on string 4 fret 2. You can do that. Aliens in the bloodstream, and back again to G. And I'll never get a better view. If you play the C here, so that's part of the C major chord. It's now simplified right down to the bass note C. The root C here in the bass of the guitar. An open low E. So we've got a first inversion C major chord implied. I like sometimes to put the open D in as well, which will give us a C add 9 over E. I love these fancy names. Fancy names are only of use to you if it means something to you, so you can find a chord, as opposed to saying, well, it's that one and that one and that one, although that is as good a method as any. Or if you have to share it with somebody else, but it has to mean something. So if I say to somebody, oh, could you play me a C add 9 over E on your guitar? And they say, oh, I suppose, yeah. Which wasn't what I meant, so it's better just to show, because there's loads of ways of playing this. But I'm basically saying you can play the whole chorus with just the bass strings. And there, never get a better view, now becomes never, never would play string 6 fret 1 F, never getter, and on better, an F sharp, better, and then G here. So that becomes, leave the third finger on, first finger goes down to get an F6, leave the third finger on, and that gives you a D7 with an F sharp bass, and then back to the G, at which point you have a choice. So I'm going to stick with the original G for a minute, the G being D, and let's see what that sounds like. Aliens in the bloodstream, and I'll never get a better view. What's next chord? from G to F. View. Michael Rosen poem. Hot food. Probably could. I'll give it a shot. Yeah, I'll give it a try. I'll put it on my to-do list. If you message me, well, you have already. If I look in the comments, put another comment in. Remember, just to remind me to go back and have a look. I will try, but I might not succeed. So, and I'll never get a better view. So that's one way of playing it. And I'll never get a better view. Another way of playing it is first chord the same, the C over E, and I'll never get a better. When you get to the G, you could do a G5, being consistent with this idea of only using the low strings. So a G5 could be played this way. So this is more of a standard rock chord shape. String 6 fret 3, G, string 5 fret 5, D, G. And now you can, on the word view, that little interlude, the episode between, no, I don't mean interlude, I mean the episode, before we start singing again. So we've got, and I'll never get a better view. You just take the shape down to become an F6. So, view of the aliens in your bloodstream. And I'll never get a better view. Oh, you can hear there's an awful lot else going on, so I better not talk about that right now because time is running on. One more thing before I start looking at all the comments, just to round this off for today, because it is just thoughts on how to play the song. I strongly recommend that you just play the basic chords and try it, and don't drown yourself out. I don't know if you noticed, I just started to raise my voice because I was thrashing the guitar just that little bit. If you're going to whack the guitar a lot, then make sure your voice matches the volume, otherwise it just... Well, it's unsatisfying, and it's certainly unsatisfying if you're playing it to somebody, if you're thrashing the guitar away and they can't hear you singing. So, aliens in your bloodstream, I'll never get a better view of the aliens in your bloodstream. So let the thing rise and fall, like a fish coming out of the water, jumping and back in there, a dolphin. You've got to decide where the guitar is, and you have to be aware of where you're sitting with the guitar level. If you're going to play hard, you really want to play loud, then go with it. Unless you want the voice to be swallowed, which is not normal, not usual, but you might want it on a lead out. If I change the ending, that might be a quite good way of doing it, actually, another way. So we'd have, I'll just do the lead into this new ending. Bloodstream, and I'll never get a better view of the aliens in your bloodstream. I wasn't from the power room. I don't know. As Frank Zappa's said, oh blimey, paraphrasing what he said, guitar playing sort of leads you all over the place, and nothing's ever going to be the same each time. Is my approach. I could make it the same every time, but I just don't want to. Right, now let me go out a camera shot, or let me just bring the laptop up a bit so I can see it. what comments have we got? So, Ruby Chan, what time is it? Over here, it is 4:30. Let's turn to God Shepherd's Chapel YouTube. Explain the whole Bible. Huh? Yeah, that's a good idea. Right, Michael Rosen poem, Hot Food. I will have a look at that. Oh, can I scroll here? No, I can't. Let me go into. I've only just got the laptop, so I don't know what I'm doing. It would be mirroring. Let's see. I tell you what. Let me just turn the phone round. Let me just mess around, and you'll see the back of the room. And let's reverse the camera. Right. Okay. Let me just have a look at the comments now. I don't want to get into mirroring on the laptop. Let me just stare at the phone. And now I can, as long as the mobile this is working. Go to, there we go. So Michael Rosen, Hot Food. I will read the other comments. Michael Rosen, Hot Food. Will it come up straight away? Michael Rosen, Hot Food. There it is. Will we get it from here? Oh, there we are. We all sit down to eat, and the potato's a bit hot. So I only put a little bit on my fork, and I blow, whoop, whoop, until it's cool, just cool, then into the mouth. Nice. And there's my brother. He's doing the same. Whoop, whoop, into the mouth. Nice. There's my mum. She's doing the same. Into the mouth. Nice. But my dad, what does he do? He stuffs a great big chunk of potato into his mouth. Then that really does it. His eyes pop out. He flaps his hands. He blows, he puffs, he yells, he bobs his head up and down. He spits a bit of potato all over his plate. And he turns to us and says, "Watch out, everybody. The potato's very hot." I don't think I could set that to music. Go Corinthians. Well, yes, Corinthians. Can you play Havana Gila? Do I prefer jazz or rock? Rock. And I prefer jazz rock to both of them. Havana Gila, Havana Gila, Havana Gila, Havana, Havana Gila, Havana Gila, Havana Gila, Havana, so yes, I can sort of. Haven't played for a long time, mind. Yeah, Corinthians is a good place to be. Well, there we go. So, if you are interested in learning how to play Aliens, there's a bit of help with it. Oh man, I missed a load of comments. So let me scroll up. Play Metallica. How old am I? 65. Never mind, how old am I? Am I still alive? Yeah. It is time for me to revisit Nothing Else Matters, so I can play the start properly. No. Oh. No, it probably was there, wasn't it? I don't know if that was a case of you listening to the phone call with Penn, but it probably wasn't. So, hello, Attitude Boy. President Biden. Alzheimer's, play Metallica. Yes, I will have a go. What's up, bro? Hi there, Ratik. You play like my small brother. I think that is. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Can I play Hotel California just before I go? Yeah. Hi there, John. Th- Nice to thank you for dropping in, John. Yeah, I mean this is the very first of John does live guitar help lesson sessions. So then, as you can, well, as you will know from watching, it's not edited or anything. I'll see you not tonight because I'm going around to see my friends Jill and Barry, so I won't be doing any live tonight. But Sunday night at 7, that is the big one on YouTube. 6 o'clock on Facebook usually, and possibly a little bit of TikTok after the YouTube. But usually I do that on a Monday night. So feel free to make lots of suggestions. Hotel California, I've actually got to go, you know. But if you like, now who requested Hotel California? I don't want to get off the point because it was just to help you learn the song Aliens. Look the song Aliens up on my channel and play the thing. Oh, by the way, John, there's Kenneth Lippertshauser's been a regular viewer for ever since lockdown, I think. And I wouldn't say he's in Brooklyn because I don't know where he is, but he's in New York somewhere, which doesn't narrow it down. So you're not on your own. Liam, thank you for saying that. And sorry that my Cyrillic is rubbish. Do you think aliens are real? Yeah, I do. But exactly what I feel about where we are in the universe, I don't believe Brian Cox just saying the universe is so huge and we're so far and the speed of light can't be exceeded, etc. I'm just not a subscriber to all of that. And a scriber, I hesitated because I ended up in a cul-de-sac speech-wise. So Liam, I do like jazz. I don't play it very much because I'm not a good jazz player at all, and I tend to be influenced by being able to play things. So I can't do any music to Hot Food right now, but I did try and read it. Oh, hi there, Maxime Dupuis, is it? Thank you. I recommend, Maxime, that you look up. I can't pronounce his name very well, but I say his name is Denis Boucher. Denis lives in Montreal and he's got a brilliant mastering and recording studio there. And conveniently, not at all, the name of the studio has just gone out of my head. But if you if you type in Denis Boucher, then you will get him. He's in a band called Proportions and they're really good. I sing with them a bit. I've written the lyrics to a couple of songs, but they're a great prog rock band. So I strongly recommend Proportions. If you go onto Bandcamp, you'll find them and me there. And if you want to make any contributions, best thing you can do, by the way, if you do like this, if anybody made it to the end and they're hearing me talk right now, then obviously it's the usual YouTube thing. Please share with your friends. Tell people if they're interested in learning my stuff and go onto the YouTube channel, John Air Guitar, and have a go at learning it. And if you've got any questions on how to learn any of the songs, let me know. I've spent, 65 minutes, but spent 60 years playing other people's songs and a lot less time playing my own. So it's a brand new experience for me. And thank you for dropping in. And yeah, do go to Bandcamp especially and have a listen to my albums there, Bandcamp, and to Proportions. You can make donations, you can email me, we can arrange for me to come. And by the way, John, there are plans afoot, have been for several years now, to come over to New York and do some concerts, home concerts. So if you're up for that, let me know. Kenneth's got guitars I can borrow, perhaps you do too. And also connect me to your own channels if you've got them. Very happy to dip into other people's channels, and I will be as honest as you're going to be with my stuff. If you're not particularly interested in it, just go somewhere else. It's perfectly fine. But we're all here to support each other. So thank you everybody for dropping in, and I hope I haven't been talking too quickly or staying on the same note, because I tend to have a bit of a Nottingham boring monotone voice. I have to remember to alternate it a little. Tony Yomi is absolutely great. Yeah, Denis Boucher, yeah. Boucher, Boucher. Why don't I just do something sensible now and actually have a quick look for you? Just before I switch off, just to prove he's easy to find. Oh, it's on Reflection Studios is what his place. There we are. Denis Boucher, Montreal, comes up in my search. Maybe it's not in yours. Denis Boucher, Montreal Studios. Let's try that. Studio on Reflection. Yeah, so Reflection is spelled Reflex, Reflex, and then ION at the end. He's got a discography, vinyl, CDs, all sorts. So yeah, I recommend them, and I recommend Proportions, and I recommend my latest album, which is called Stratosphere, and Aliens is off it. As I say, go to Bandcamp and you can listen, download, and donate heaps of money so that I can afford to come and see you. Lots of love to you, and I hope that helps. And get back in touch and tell me which bits helped you and what else you need to know.